What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today's episode, we are getting very technical. We're gonna be doing some science. Remember when we used that Peel 3D scanner a couple weeks ago? Well, now it's time to start making our wide body kit for our EV truck. We thought about 3D printing our quarter panels. We even thought about making them out of metal, but that'll be way too much work. What we decided was to give my buddy Jeff a call. He's the technical guru that's gonna make this thing work. And Jeff, what exactly did we figure out for the wide body kit on the EV truck to keep costs down, keep everything in-house, and that way we'll be able to make SEMA this year and not be a bunch of chumps?
We're gonna create a reverse buck. A buck is a lattice structure that creates a form without having gaps in between.
You have like that skeletal structure of the quarter panel.
So this is the reverse image of the fenders. The car would be on this side. I bring it into this software and I can turn it into a lattice structure, quickly print out a DXF file that we can go cut out on the plasma table, and it just pieces these pieces together just like those old T-Rexes used to build when you were a kid.
We're able to take this buck and then we're gonna fill everything with foam.
And then we will encapsulate that with some resin, some Bondo, some primer, some gel coat.
Was it far to say someone would be able to do this in their garage?
It would take some time, but you could have this program. It creates a data sheet to print all this out on paper, glue them all together, and then you can cut it out with a jigsaw.
It's way too much work for us, so that's why we're using computers. Donny, what are you doing, buddy?
We made some test pieces, so our friend here can adjust his tolerances.
So I just had to adjust the curve of the plasma so that it just fits together perfect.
Let's get cutting and start putting these bucks together, and I'm excited to see this Lego come to fruition.
We're looking at the beginning of a buck there, bro.
How do you know where anything goes?
So we're actually going to be taking the photo from his CAD design because we made it for the laser. You just mark each one, whatever the numbers are, and then I'm going to go ahead and clean them up, and then we'll start piecing them together. This is only half of one.
The puzzle piece is complete. We used the red Scotch-Brite and cleaned up all these corners. Do you have any idea how any of this goes back together?
My computer does. We'll just go through the steps, start piecing them together. All the parts are all labeled.
So we'll just have to go through the pile, figure out what's what.
Just down the list and start putting them together.
We have some tolerance issues. Everything's a little tight. You can kind of see the quarter panel taking shape. This is the top of the quarter right here. Now, each one of these is intersecting and everything just kind of slots together. Some of them get a little tight, so it's not allowing the metal to slide in on each other. So what we're gonna do on the next quarter panel is we're gonna increase the tolerance just a little bit and allow it to be able to slide in right out of the box. I'm gonna finish cleaning up all these slots, get this quarter all put together. The driver's side front buck is done. These little pieces like this guy right here, holding on by a hope and a prayer. I'll do a little tack weld on those, tack weld there. Just the little pieces are tack welded. All these bigger ones are pretty solid. I had to hammer the piss out of them to get them to fit. On a couple of these, I dented it a little bit, hammering it in there. Not a big deal. Driver's side quarter is ready to go to put some foam in it. So we're gonna go ahead and time lapse the passenger side right now, and then we're gonna see what we have to get into for the rear quarter. These slots are a lot bigger. We still have to prep them with Scotch-Brite, so I have the red Scotch-Brite for the 90-degree air grinder, and then start assembling the passenger side buck. So the front bucks are all done. These things are looking really, really impressive. Just look at the lattice. It's like this crazy looking amoeba thing. I'm almost feeling bad about having to fill these with foam and fiberglass over them. We're gonna start hammering the rears together, and we should have 4 bucks all set, ready to go by the end of this video. if you ever go about building a buck or something like this on your own, you want a nice level flat surface so that you know that all these points are exact. These intersecting points right here, if they're off, each one of these pods is gonna be filled with foam. So if you could picture the foam getting filled up, all these points have to match. So when you sand this smooth, these are your guide points so that you know that everything is good to go. So we're gonna make sure everything is perfectly flat, and then we go ahead and tack weld everything in place so that we can go ahead and pour up the foam. Let's see what Jeff is up to as far as our base plates for our bucks. So what do we got going on, Jeff?
Basically, we are taking the shape of the buck that I have. So I'm creating a template to cut out of MDF. So we have a base structure to bolt these things down to. And we're gonna make a plug that actually goes in out of MDF.
Is this MDF? Like, so water coming off your hair is looking real sexy in the sun. So these are gonna be the bases of the molds of the actual buck. Mike's gonna flex his construction skills today.
Carpenter skills.
Carpenter skills. I know he loves it when I say construction skills.
We're gonna get some foam poured today.
We went ahead and did some cardboard forms around the edges so we could keep all the foam inside these cells.
All right, so we got two-part process here, part A and a part B. You gotta keep your temperatures below 95 degrees, otherwise this stuff will kick way too quick and it'll expand a little weird.
We went a little heavy with our foam pouring in these cells. We spent a lot of time cleaning out all that excess, sanding it down, shaving it, grinding it. You could call it a mess. But like I said, we live, we learn. Today, we're not gonna be going as full. We're gonna let the foam kind of come up and do its thing, let it set, and then we're gonna go back and fill in a little gaps and little cavities. Kind of like this kind of stuff right here. We'll have to go back through. So now I got the task of shaving it down. So I'm sculpting it. Once I get down to this metal form, that's when I'm gonna stop, and then I'll hit it with something a little finer. Get to work.
Works like a charm.
Don't do this at home.
So is it far to say someone would be able to do this in their garage?
Yeah, it would take some time.
This is the aftermath of the foam. Now this quarter is obviously roughed in. This is just poured up and cut. As you can see, they used cardboard and some tape, whatever you could find, in order to get the foam to actually fit in there. Doesn't look like much right now, but if we come over to here, you can see the guys have been cranking away at these quarter panels. All four of them are poured up. So this is kind of what we're looking for as far as how we want these molds to look before we actually lay up some fiberglass on top. The metal is what's creating our guide. So down inside of here, this is gonna be our actual wheel well. You can see, guys, how nice and defined this one is compared to the first one we looked at over there. We're getting real close to fiberglassing, guys. We just have some fine tuning to do. These things are gonna look wild. This is gonna be the transition piece. You can kind of see that shape that's really taking form from 0 all the way to 100 on this rear quarter panel. And the same with the fronts too. It's really aggressive. This is gonna be a really aggressive wide body kit. It's gonna look really nice against the 3-piece wheels, and it's gonna just blow people's minds. The time has finally come for Frankie Fiberglass to do his thing.
This is like a cross mat. Turn it real light so we can follow all the contours and just get some of the form started. When you roll this stuff, it doesn't bind up in your roller. It kind of stays down. You don't have to worry about just making more of a mess than we've already made.
So this will be everywhere all over the shop in like
I'm
2
already
seconds.
itching just looking at it.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna do is lay the fiberglass out, kind of form it on, one thing at a time when you're rolling this stuff on with some foam rollers.
We got a nice layer of our first coat of fiberglass laid out, set overnight. I'm gonna be laying down a nice, even layer of Bondo to these molds. So the first step, I gotta give these all a little sand just to rough up the surface. So I'm gonna use an 80 grit on my Festool 4-inch palm sander. You know, I'll get in all these little crevices with my hands. So our goal is to just get all these little ridges in here. We want this to be real smooth. So when we lay our carbon fiber on it, it's money. Have to wipe all these down with acetone before I start my body work. I'm working on one at a time because if I wipe them all down at once, by the time I get back to the first one, it'll be dusty again and the Bondo won't stick to the fiberglass. We got a nice base coat of Bondo on all 4 of our fender molds. Did a little sanding, got some of the rough edges off. Today I gotta go back, add some more Bondo to some of these areas that are a little low. I found these on Amazon. They're pretty cool. They come 16 inches long. Basically, this is just like a backing for our rolled paper, our sandpaper. You know, you're able to kind of get them into the contours of these fender flares, which serves a lot. So these worked out pretty well. You want to kind of feel out with your hands for some low areas. I go circling it. That way, we're not putting Bondo on the whole darn thing again, and we're just kind of getting the areas that need it. So I like to use a red marker. As you put your Bondo down, you kind of see the area. If I got a small divot, like I have a small divot here, it's maybe about a 1/2 inch round, I'll put like 1.5 inch circle. So I'll keep my Bondo inside the circle and I'll sand it down to get that little divot to flat like everything else. All right guys, Frankie and I got our molds sanded to where we want them. We got partner and the primer. So we're gonna mix up, it's 4-to-1. So 1 part partner, 4 parts primer, and we'll get some spray on these things, all right? We have finally got these molds to our last stage. Andrew and I are here. We're blocking out this high build primer. We're gonna get these things looking real smooth. We have our guide coat on here, so that'll kind of show you the highs and lows as you kind of see here. These are lows, this is a high, so we're gonna work all these little high spots out. Gonna kind of look something like this. This one I already did. Very smooth. We'll see when Timmy and Jeff get here if it gets their thumbs up. I sure hope it does, because we've been working on these things for 2 weeks and I'm over it.
Man, look at all these molds. Andrew, you looking dusty, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making no.
Cut that word off. We are not sponsored by...
This is smooth. This is looking good.
So I got the thumbs up from Tim and Jeff.
What have you done to these molds that you don't want to do ever again?
All of it.
Next step is gel coat. We're gonna spray some high build gel coat on the whole thing, and then we let that dry, sand and buff, and we will be able to pull parts.
Full disclosure, Jeff worked all night. He hasn't slept yet, so I don't know if he's really ready for this.
Yeah, you ready to pull all dayer? What is that a thing?
I don't
An
know
all
if that's
dayer?
a thing.
So we're mixing it up right now. You're gonna spray this on there, let it dry, and then a little bit of wet sand, a little bit of buff, and then we can pull some parts. So Mike's gonna keep going on this, guys. Next episode, we're gonna be pulling some wide body kit parts for our EV truck, and hopefully it goes well. We have no idea what we're doing, so we're just winging it, right?
Yeah.
So comment below if you have any questions on how to build a mold. Mikey will personally answer your questions.
Timmy, I really like your shirt.
Yeah, you like that?
That's cool.
It's a new shirt. Hey, click on the link, get yourself some swag. Get some hats. Support the content. You guys like what we're doing? Buy some merch. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching the episode and thanks for subscribing. We'll see you later.